Oh, do I have a live mic? I do! Lord only knows what you guys must have heard. Hi, my name is Tom Chick. Welcome to the 2:45 live stream of Wait, there. Is it up yet? There we go. Let's see. As I said, this hasn't changed. My name is Tom Chick. This is the 2:45 live stream of the winner for Request Wednesday, Pathfinder Adventures. But guess what? We're not going to play Rise of the Rune Lords for a reason I'll explain in a minute. Yeah, ignore that store. I'll get to that in a minute. And I hope you're enjoying the music from Pit People. It's running in the background. Let me shut it down. Sorry. Why aren't I streaming Pit People? Actually, I don't think I can until... I'm not sure when the embargo lifts. So instead, let's stream Pathfinder Adventures, but not Rise of the Rune Lords. Let's see. Coffee's all around right here. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific. It is Wednesday, so I'm streaming this because you guys wanted me to. You voted for it. At least one of you. I think it was Chris Hornbossel. And you know what? I couldn't be more pleased. I love this thing. So I booted up last night to look at my party, where I was, reacquaint myself with my characters, their decks, what I have going. This is one of those games, like any RPG, when you step away from it for a while, stepping back in can be a little bit of a difficulty curve, right? It's an adjustment period. So, hold on, let me sharpen my pencil. It's the ambient noises of Tom Chick's house. Wait, still not it. Left Empty says, I hope Tom shows us how he clipped the border of his Pathfinder cards. Left Empty, you don't clip the borders of cards. That's just counters. And believe you me, if I were to show you, this is what happened to me, if I were to show you the difference between a clipped counter and an unclipped counter, it would drive you bananas every time you were playing a hardcore war game. And don't pretend you don't. All right, do I have the sound for this? I don't know if I do. Hold on. Yeah, let me fix the sound real quick because I had to do some serious technological hokery-pokery, biggity-jiggity, I don't know what I'm saying, to get the Pit People music piped in. All right, there, do you hear sound? Wait, let's, hold. There you go, now you can hear the dulcet tones of buttonry in Pathfinder Adventures. Corky said you actually did that in an older video. I did, didn't I? I didn't know if that was on the 2:45 channel or on my little personal channel, which is, there's no reason for anyone to look at that one. But yes, I proudly pointed out the difference between an unclipped counter and a clipped counter. And yeah, I got that from Bruce Garrick. He's the one who incepted me. All right, Pathfinder Adventures, another reason I don't clip the cards here is because I don't play the tabletop version of this. I did when it first came out. I really liked what it was going for, but Obsidian's port here, which is on the PC, it's on the iOS, probably on Android for all I know, has kind of single-handedly disincentivized the tabletop version because of the setup. The setup for this game is really a bit of a chore. You have to build multiple decks of cards without looking, and you have to shuffle them, you have to get the balance right, you know, the whole put up and then breaking everything down afterwards. I mean, I'm used to that. That's part and parcel of board gaming. But when I can just boot this up right here and it tracks everything, there's a lot of helpful information in the video game that's not in the tabletop game, so I'm super spoiled by this. So I basically don't have any Pathfinder Adventures cards to clip. That's not true, I do. I've got a whole box of the core set, and I think Skinsaw Murders, but everything they've released since then I only have digitally. JV McMaster wonders on Twitch, why can't I ever win a Request Wednesday? McMaster, every single week you have a 50% chance of winning. I don't see you flipping a coin and then thinking, geez, Pete, why can't I ever flip a heads? That's how it works. All right, so what I was going to do is Rise of the Rune Lords right here. I have a saved game, and I was going to play with my main party. Let's just sort of look at that. By the way, well, I'll get to that in a minute. But something happened, and I'm about to do some serious kvetching here. So brace yourself, buckle up. It's going to get bumpy. Add character. You know, create new. You can create a new character of any instance. You can have multiple instances of any character, by the way. This is a little bit hard to parse at first, but once you realize what's going on and how it works, it's super flexible. If I want multiple Mariseals, I can do that. I can give them names. I can give her a custom name. She doesn't have to be Marisial. Now, I like these names because I like how specific the characters are. But if you don't want those, you know, if you want to name her, oh, say, Sarah Palin Elf, you could do that. Actually, would that fit? Are there that many characters? I don't know. So you could also load existing because you level these characters up. They're persistent. This is an RPG. Look here. Here are all these characters that I've got leveled up. Oh, look, Sione. She's locked. What does that mean? Why can't I add her to the party? Let's find out. Add to party. It doesn't work. The character's assigned to another party. Huh. Okay, well, let's go unassign her to that other party. What party? There's no party. I have no parties. I disbanded everyone trying to get her unlocked. And this is a character I've leveled up. I've got, you know, her cards. Oh, wait, where's her deck? Her deck has got, it's very specifically engineered with, what cool cards does she have? She's got an Orb of Shocking. Lord Mayor Grabass. Grobaros, that's his name. She's got an Incanter. This stuff doesn't come easily. Look, she doesn't even have any more of these generic blessings. Look, she's got a Sahedron Medallion. And guess what? I can't play her. Because this stupid game thinks that she's in a party. I have 4 mains in this game. 4 main characters. All these other load existing, I've got 10. All the other 6 are just faffing about. So it's like, imagine logging into World of War... No, you would never do that. Imagine logging into Guild Wars 2. And your 80th level Necromancer, who's carefully tailored to look Sarah Palin, is locked. And you're like, oh, why is this character locked? Let me figure it out. And it says, oh, someone is playing your character. And no one is playing your character, and you can't play her. Oh, I'm so mad at this game. All right, so I'm going to rage uninstall this right now. Actually, I'm not. What I decided to do, you guys astutely noted, I can't get anything past y'all, on the main page, look, a store. Microtransactions. Kind of, but really this game is pretty inoffensive. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, loot crates. Yeah, you do have to buy these, but, and yeah, there is this stuff here. which is like special cards. And yeah, there is DLC. The DLC is this fighter's tale here. I think it adds a no, he's a basic character. It adds an adventure that this character has to go on, and then there's 2 sets of Goblin DLC. And I think the characters too, you can buy packs. How does it work? Yeah, I think you buy them in clusters. Everything in that store that's for sale, though, excuse me, I can buy with this money here, which I earn completely in-game. So I don't feel, you know, there is microtransactions. Actually, what if I did want money? What is it? Where do I buy money? Maybe you can't. You know, I'm not going to click buy because I don't want to. Does this game have my credit card info? I hope not. At any rate, it's not the offensive thing that you might figure it is. This was originally out on the iOS, and so you might think, oh, it's an iOS port. It's going to be super riddled with microtransactions. It's not. You can ignore all this stuff, by the way. Just buying the basic game, there's plenty of content. Although I do wonder, some of the later adventures you might have to buy as well. At any rate, so the 2 DLCs are, I'll just show you, there's 2 Goblin campaigns. Burn Everything's in Goblin Cannibal. What are these? What do they add? Oh, I guess you can just read here. I don't need to show you. You read. Well, you know what? I'm going to show you because it's what I'm going to do until they unlock my frickin' main character. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Did I mention I'm annoyed at that? So when you start the game, you can do Rise of the Rune Lords, not Ruse of the Rhine Lords. That's something completely different. That's World War II, actually. Ruse of the Rhine Lords. I just made a historical joke. Someone alert Bruce Garrick. Jason Jason McMaster just paid $2 on YouTube to grief the fact that he has Molotov cocktails in the game Metal Gear Survive, and I don't. So McMaster, he says it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. All right. Thank you, McMaster. And McMaster, maybe I do have Molotov cocktails. You don't know. You don't know how much I've played since last time we played, and I was grousing about not having Molotov cocktails. All right, so we're not going to play Ruse of the Rhine Lords or Rise of the Rune Lords. Let's look at this Rise of the Goblins content. And what this is, it's another separate, unfortunately, campaign. Your advancement here is in no way related to your advancement here. And this game is all about the advancement. It's all about leveling up your characters by completing scenarios, finding new cards, building decks specific for them. Whatever you do here is not going to carry over here. Now, what you do get in here... Oh, shoot. No, I didn't mean to go. Well, whatever. What you do get in here are these unique Goblin characters. I'll show you this in a minute. And there are versions of those characters in the core game as well. But if you come back over here, you've got the Goblin characters, and you have a Goblin skin for the main characters. Like Sione, whoever that locked chick's name is, that I can't get her. You can play as her, and mechanically, in terms of gameplay, she's the exact same character she is in Rise of the Rune Lords, but she can have a little Goblin face on her, if you're into that sort of thing. But all this stuff isn't going to carry over. Okay, so what we're looking at, I've started a campaign using the 3 basic Goblin characters. Alex Chapman says, if I like XCOM 2, should I buy Pit People? Alex Chapman, yes. Actually, I take that back. I have no idea. But I like Pit People quite a lot, and they definitely made it for people who want a streamlined, tactical strategy game along the lines of XCOM that doesn't sacrifice all of the detail and advancement stuff. But again, I think it's under embargo. I don't think I can tell you that yet. But I will be live streaming it. All right, so this is the second scenario. I ran through the first scenario to sort of familiarize myself with the 3 goblins. There's a pirate goblin, there's a regular fighter goblin, and there's a pyromancer goblin. And I'm using their default names. We're going to meet them in a moment. So here's the second scenario. And the things about these scenarios, there's the campaign Burns Everything, and then there's the campaign Goblin Cannibals. And you have to play the first campaign, Burns Everything, to get to Goblin Cannibals. And they're each separate DLC. So if you buy Goblin Cannibals right now, I don't think there's any reason to, because you're not going to get to to use any of it until you've played through this basic Goblin campaign. And the thing about this campaign, it is a riff on the Rise of the Runelords campaign, in that you're actually going to some of the same locations. You're doing, in a way, kind of the same scenarios, but you're doing them from the other side. The allies for the characters in Rise of the Runelords are the bosses and the henchmen that you fight in this campaign. And the bosses and henchmen that you fought in Rise of the Runelords are your allies in this Rise of the Goblins campaign. It's very cute. I quite like what they do with flavor. Alex Chapman wants to know if you unlock the miniatures. Alex Chapman, better than that. I'll show you. I'll show you in just a minute. I'll show you like you wouldn't believe. All right. So this second mission, excuse me, sorry, it's so rude of me. This second mission, we're on a dude's farmland. We're just goblins. We're just trying to, ravage the countryside and pillage and burn like goblins do. And this sort of uppity, crotchety old man, he's a farmer, is interrupting our pillaging. And furthermore, he has brought to bear dogs. And in the fiction of Pathfinder Adventures, I believe, goblins hate dogs and vice versa. So we've got dog henchmen. I think the game is going to show you that in a minute. And this is where Pathfinder really plays with its idea of cards. Normally it just shuffles henchmen into the different decks, and then in one of the decks, the henchman is actually the boss you have to beat to win the game. And they can be anywhere. One of the cute things, and they play with this so much in Pathfinders in the main campaign, and this digital port of it does a really good idea of capturing everything that's done with the physical card game. So one of the cute little twists here is Stomp, who's a horse, as you don't need me to tell you that. Stomp will always be in the location Horse Pen. Because of course he is, he's a horse. Let's see who else we're meeting. Yeah, okay, here we go. Cuddles is one of the dogs. Jeez, look at that guy. Ugh. I guess this is what from the perspective of a goblin, this is what a dog looks like. Yeah, Meister Grump. Look at his red eyes. He's possessed. It seems like he'd be on the side of the goblins. Meister Grump is he the main guy? Oh, look, when you after you deal with him, there's a 1 in 6 chance that you're going to have to deal with a vicious dog. It's a type of creature as well. And let me show you the vicious dog. It's just a cute Saint Bernard. And this is one of the allies when you play the regular Rise of the Runelords campaign. All right, so these are the henchmen that are going to be shuffled into the various locations. I'm playing with 3 characters. The number of characters you use, and I find that 4 is the best, but there were only 3 goblins, bona fide goblins, and I wanted to play specifically with goblins. So I'm playing with 3 characters, and when there are 3 characters, there are, I believe, 5 locations here. Yeah. And we know that that Stomp is right here in the horse pen. Here's what it is. So we also have a village house, a farmhouse, the guard tower, and a throne room. These are all locations from the base set, from Rise of the Runelords. And what they do, all this information over here, it's the exact same. So it's using those same cards, the same locations. I don't think the horse pen is in the other set. I don't know for sure. And each of these is a deck of 20, is it 20? 20 cards. We'll look in a minute. 20, 10, 20, yeah. Wait, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cards. Each of these is a stack of 10 cards, one of which is the boss or the henchman I've got to find. Alex Chapman misses Stomp. There's a picture of him right there. It's a little sort of thumbnail of him, Alex Chapman. And we're gonna meet him again. These goblins don't just have to deal with dogs. They got to deal with a horse. Let's meet the goblin. Oh, I guess I can't until I give them locations. All right. Well, trust me, this is I think he's called a raider. And his name is Ranzak. Not Ransack, Ranzak with a Z. Get it? Oh, and let's see, where do I want to put him? What are the conditions to close these? It's a charisma check. So actually I know that my pyromancer has charisma, so he'll go to the throne room. I don't know. Let's see. The village house, you get basically allies for free. Let's see. At the farmhouse, you can lose allies. The idea, I think, here is that people are looking for work, and here they leave you because they take a job at the farm. That's at least my narrative explanation for the gameplay mechanics. And then the guard tower, at the start of every turn, you have to fight a bandit. And if you'll look here, and this isn't in well, you could track this in the tabletop game, in the physical game. It's a bit of a hassle though. It's a huge hassle, but this game does it for you. Here are the number of cards of each type in each stack. So we can see that the horse pen has got 3 monsters. I'm going to have to fight 3 times in there. The guard tower's only got 1. So this guy here, Poog, that's his name, P-O-O-G, Poog. He's my war fighter. But I think I'm going to have him down here first. He's got a decent strength, so he can close the guard tower. And then let's see, raider guy. I think he can deal with barriers. So let's see what stack has a bunch of barriers. It looks like none of them. Each stack only's got 1 barrier. This is the symbol for barriers. All right, Alex Chapman says, Trump's been trying to get illegal goblins out of the U.S. for a year now. Yeah, this is what illegal immigrants look like. Actually, and even legal immigrants to not a typical conservative, a typical Republican, I should say. I shouldn't get into politics. All right, so let's see. We're going to send my raider guy. Well, he's discarded. I don't really know. I don't know the goblins well enough. All right, for some reason, I think this horse is super scary. I want to save that for last. Actually, how do I beat this one? 9 million henchmen. Yeah, Stomp is in the horse pen. If you would defeat a Bane, well, I'll look at that in a minute. You know what? Let's just put him here to pick up allies, and then we'll do the farmhouse where we're probably going to lose some allies. All right, everybody's go. Here we go. Duh, I can look at the party down here. Ransack, see? Note the spelling. And let's see. All of these are new. Their powers are unique to the goblins. Tup. Now, you guys were asking, do you get miniatures? I think you're making fun of the fact that I'm playing a game called Kingdom Death Monsters that has miniatures. You don't get miniatures, but look at this artwork. Look at Tup. Zoom in on that. He's a goblin. He's got a scarf, and he's got a big floppy hat, and he's decked in clothes. He's got a torch over here and a puppet. The puppet's holding link sausages and a cleaver. It's a puppet of a butcher, I believe. Whereas these other guys, look, they're obviously goblins. Goblin, goblin. So what's the deal with Tup? All right, you might not get miniatures, but look what you do get. I'm going to read you flavor text. I be Tup, alone's I creep. Master of stickmen, rider of sheep. Build a bonfire big and tall. Feed it, burn them all. Tup is closed from head to toe. Not a goblin, no, no, no. Trust me, Longshanks, you no fear. Tup is terrible. Tup is here. Somebody wrote a poem for each of the goblins. And it explains why he's clothed. He's trying to hide that he's a goblin. So you don't get miniatures, but you get plenty of flavor and atmosphere. Obsidian, I should say Obsidian. I imagine this is all from the tabletop game. Pazio? Is that the publisher of Pathfinder? Pazio? I don't know how you say it. They're really good with this theming stuff. Pony Carnival says, yeah, figures are dollies. So this is like a picture of a dolly. All right, so let's see. So that's the characters. I've got them in their locations. Let's do this scenario. Who wants to go first? I actually kind of like to put a fighter first. I don't know why. And then a magic user last. All right, there we go. All this stuff too. They've done a great job taking the artwork and making these kind of slightly animated cutscenes. I don't know if we're going to get one. Nope, we're not going to get one now. All right, so we're starting at the guard tower. At the start of the turn, you summon and encounter a bandit henchman. It hasn't gone through Poog's... I can't believe I know their names. It hasn't gone through the phases of Poog's turn yet, because this always happens first thing. Fortunately, Poog has a spear and braces of protection, so I think he's a fighter guy. He's got plenty of weapons. I think he's in good shape to fend off a bandit henchman. Here we go. I just need to get a 9 or higher. The difficulty is increased by the scenario adventure. Okay, before you act, recharge a card. Oh, right. The idea is like the bandits kind of half steal one of your cards. McMaster's narrating my poem reading by imagining that I'm leaning back in my chair, unable to contain a chuckle, saying, "Oh, these goblin poems are so delightful." It's just a mental image that I gave McMaster. Alright, so let's recharge what's useless. We're not going to need a cure card anytime soon. Recharge means put it at the bottom of your deck. Your deck, everybody's deck in this game has, and this is fixed, 15 cards. Their hand sizes vary. This obviously is his hand size. He has 5 cards out at a time. If ever you can't refresh your full hand size at the end of the turn, you're dead. So in a way, your deck is like your hit points as well. Discarding a card takes it out of the circulation. Refresh puts it back in circulation. It puts it back in the deck. So recharging, no big deal. It's just that we're not going to get a 5th card until we draw up to our full hand size at the beginning of our next turn. Alright, so we're going to fight this guy. Alright, I need to roll a 9 or higher. Whoa, 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 no, no, no! I didn't... Back up. Shoot a monkey. I was trying to illustrate something. Oh, you dumb game. Alright, well, I failed and took a point of damage. Come in. Do I still get my turn? Alright, well, my bracers... Recharge this card to reduce combat damage. Normally, when you take damage, you have to discard cards, but this is what armor does. I recharge it, so I'm not actually losing from my pool of useful items. Dagnabbit! Oh, already a misclick. Alright, now I get to explore. There's 10 cards in the guard tower. I need to... What am I doing? Who's the villain? Meister Grump. Right. Okay, I need to find and kill Meister Grump. And in order to kill him dead permanently, you have to make sure he can't run off to some other location. So basically, you've got to explore the locations to close some of them down and then corner Meister Grump, the villain. And each turn you look at one card. Potion of Fortitude, I can acquire that. I don't really care about that. Well, I didn't get it, and I don't care anyway. Now, I've only got 30 turns to do this. But if you recall, there's 5 locations. So I've got 30 turns to look through 50 cards. And there are ways you can manage this. So, for instance, what does she do? Pelagina, recharge this card and choose a character at your location. Okay, so she can heal someone locally. She can help a divine check. Okay, yeah, she's a paladin. And discard to explore your location. I'm going to go ahead and discard her. And then take another look, because that's part of what you do. Bruthosmus. I think he's definitely a monster when you played Rise of the Rune Lords, but look, he's an ally here. I need to roll a 9 or higher on my charisma to recruit him. My potion of glibness, by the way, will help. Banish this card and choose a character at your location to automatically succeed at a non-combat diplomacy check. Now, banish, what is that? We've seen discard, we've seen recharge. Bury means you just put it aside for the duration of the game. Banish, take it out of your collection completely. Put it back in the box. But this is exactly the kind of time you want this. This is a great thing to have. So, we're going to go ahead and get rid of that card to take Bruthosmus. And I'm not going to discard him because he will be very helpful in combat. Oh, you have to discard him to help you in combat. Yeah, I'm going to wait because I have very few cards to deal with. And next time around, I'll have a full hand size. All right. So it'll now, let's see, it'll now move us on to Ransack. Not Ransack, Ransack, a Goblin Raider. Yeah, he's male, by the way. These are all dudes. Do you guys want me to read you the Ransack poem? No? Oh, okay. Alright, the village house, let's see, what is this? When you encounter an ally, you can recharge a card to automatically acquire it. The idea, as I mentioned before, at the village house, there's a bunch of people standing around looking for employment. And there are 3 allies in here. Good lord, look at all these blessings I've got. He's got his crossbow and dagger, so he's equipped for combat, but there's only one monster to fight here. And, why does he have that? Well, I think I got that before. Yeah, okay, he gets to have one spell in his deck. Alright, that's not very helpful. I guess no point. I mean, might as well be this spell. Enfeeble! Oh, look, I can get another spell. I don't care about Enfeeble. Although, yeah. Look, I don't get it. It's discarded. And then my turn is over. I am going to go ahead and burn one of these. Let me just check something real quick. No. To explore again. Oh, look, it's Cuddles. All right, so here's how you're going to get through 50 cards in 30 turns. Whenever you encounter a henchman, if you beat the henchman, you then have the option to close that location, meaning you don't have to deal with the rest of the cards in it. So it's only if you're very unlucky that you're going to actually have to get through 50 cards. All right, so we do want to defeat Cuddles. Let's see, my crossbow, dexterity arranged plus a d8. Where's my dexterity? Yeah, so dexterity is a d10 plus 1, so plus a d8, and then the dagger, and you just reveal a weapon, by the way. There are options to discard or recharge some weapons, but the cool thing about a weapon, it stays in your hand. You just reveal it, you show that you have it, and its bonus is applied. You can additionally recharge it to add another d4. I think I'll do that. Yeah, because it'll be 2d4. What's better, 2d4 or 1d8? You know what? I don't even have to think about that. I've played enough D&D that I know that. Hazy Silhouette says poor Cuddles. Well, there's about to be poor Cuddles. All right, so I'm revealing. I'm going to go ahead and recharge it. Now, here's a cool thing. You saw before I misclicked. For the most part, this game lets you back things up. It's like, oh, what if I don't like this? It shows you the percentage chance of success. You can turn this off if you want to. You can do the math in your own head. But if I don't like that percentage, I can cancel the action and then try something else. Oh, what if I reveal the crossbow? Only 65%. But we're going to go ahead and reveal and recharge the dagger. We don't need to hang on to the dagger. Where'd my crossbow go? Did I just misclick again? Where's my stupid crossbow? Oh, I'm so mad at this game. Seriously, where's the crossbow? What? I just had it. And there's nothing to back up from. Ugh. I'm gonna rage quit. Between having my main character locked, and by the way, she's my favorite, the wizard chick. Left Empty says, welcome to an Obsidian game. You guys saw the crossbow. I didn't use it. I didn't do anything permanent. It's not changing my success for anything. Oh my gosh. So angry. Is it seriously going to make me lose the stupid crossbow? Why would I re-roll? Re-roll. If undefeated, immediately in your turn. If defeated, you may immediately attempt to close the location. I don't... Why... Oh... Why do I have a re-roll? Is it related to the dagger? No, well, I don't want to re-roll. What is going on here? I had a crossbow and now it wants me to re-roll? I don't want to re-roll. I'm happy with that. Let me just see what's going on. Oh, you know what? Is it a facet of an animal? No. Yeah, it is. Okay. Everything... If you have a question like this... Trust me, somewhere, unless it's you've misplaced your stupid crossbow, somewhere on the screen it's answered. Here are the elements of this scenario that are unique to it. And you should know most of the scenarios, I think all of them, have some special rule that applies to them. And if you're lost and you forget the rule, look, it tells you here. If you would defeat a Bane that has the animal trait, Banes are bad cards, Boons are good cards, and look, it's a Bane with the animal trait, re-roll the dice and take the new result. So basically, all animals at Meister Grump's farm have to be defeated twice. That's why I have to re-roll. But I still did it. Suck it, Cuddles. Alright, now I can close the location. Generally, you will always want to. But maybe if you're really ahead of schedule and you want to get the rest of these cards. Because look, we lost the boss. There's a bunch of allies in here. There's only one berry and one monster. There's a piece of equipment. There's an item. There's a... What is that? There's a blessing. If you're way ahead of schedule, you might want to leave it open and get the rest of these cards, but I'm going to go ahead and close it. The requirement to close a different location is different for different locations. It involves banishing a card. Remember, not recharge, that goes back in your deck. Not discard, that comes over here. Not bury, that's out of play completely. You can still interact with discarded cards. Banish, take out of my collection completely. Oh my god, which one of these do I want to lose? Well, Blessing of the Gods, you can always replace these. They're the super generic cards. So there we go. And we're closing the village house. We're now done with it. Ranzac has defeated Cuddles. And we've now only got 4 locations to deal with. Left Empty says, yeah, it's a pretty cool game until you play it. Are you talking about this, Left Empty, or am I missing something else? Mig UK says, in real life, you'd be crawling under the table looking for it now. So I just put together miniatures for Kingdom Death Monsters, and the miniatures come in multiple pieces. They're on sprues, and you have to break them off and glue them together. And I even needed to buy one of those little jeweler headsets because my eyes are so bad that I can't see things that are so tiny unless I hold them uncomfortably close, and then I can't manipulate them. So I dropped literally a tiny crumb of plastic that represented like a dagger that one of the characters is holding. And these are little, I don't know what, 10 millimeter miniatures. And imagine the size of a dagger. It's a crumb of plastic. And I dropped it and was I was looking in the carpet, on my hands and knees, under the table, under the chair, scooting things back, gradually expanding my search zone. I finally got a flashlight out, and, you know, eventually it was like right under where I first started looking. But, yeah, if that happened with the crossbow, I'd be down there looking for it. I can't believe it took my crossbow. There's the crossbow. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Who was that, Ranzac? Did I do something to put it back on top of the deck? I'm not aware that you can ever even do that. When you recharge, it goes on the bottom of the deck. Okay, well, I'm less mad because I have my crossbow, but I'm still mad not because I don't know what happened with my crossbow. All right, we're down to Tup. He's the pyromancer in the throne room. Why is Tup in the throne room? Because you'll note to close the throne room, you need to succeed at a charisma or diplomacy check. Well, Tup, I guess that's because he's clothed himself completely. He's got a pretty high charisma. Check this out. And a really high diplomacy check. And he's already leveled up his charisma. So Tup excels at charisma checks, so therefore it'll be trivially easy for him to close the throne room once we defeat its villain, which I now know for a fact it's not going to be Stomp, because Stomp is in the horse pen. It'll be either a vicious dog or Meister Grump. All right, okay, let's see. What do you guys say? Why isn't there a Call of Cthulhu game where you play as the Mythos side? I want to play as a formless spawn of Sathagua. Hazy Silhouette, do you mean board game? Because there's Cthulhu Wars. Is that what it's called? I really dislike that game, but... Left Empty says, noting the Tup artwork, sausages are tied to charisma. Cthulhu Wars, you play as the Mythos Elder Gods, and they fight each other. And I really, really did not like Cthulhu Wars. I went ahead and bought it, super expensive, but it was Lovecraft, and I'm a sucker for dumbass expensive board games. And really objected to things about it until I was talking with my friend who likes it last week. And she was sort of saying, well, you might not like A, B, and C, but you really do like, you know, D, E, and F in board games, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, if you recall, Cthulhu Wars has D, E, and F. And plus, now that you're into miniatures, Cthulhu Wars has the really cool miniatures. And she was saying that, and I was going, you know, yeah, you're kind of right. Maybe I don't hate Cthulhu Wars. I'm going to have to dig that out and play it again. So you guys come on over and play Cthulhu Wars with me. Marketson saying in Twitch, this is pretty old, but I do want to point this out. There's a non-John Wick Keanu Reeves movie coming out in August. And then also another John Wick in 2019. If it's David Leitch, I'm interested. If it's the other Joker, I'm not. All right, let's see. So we have Tup, not to be confused, by the way, with Fup, a really cute novella about a duck that I reviewed at quarter3.com. Check that out. A little self-promotion. At the start of the turn, you may recharge an item to draw a card. So that's great because it means put in your deck, at the bottom of your deck, something, and then draw the top card. So is there anything here that I really don't need? What is this veterinarian kit? Discard to recharge a card that has the animal trait from your discard pile. So basically, if you lose a card, and I know that Fup has a crow and a toad as allies in his deck, and when you discard them, they're over here. The veterinarian's kit, the idea is it heals them, is it takes them out of the discard pile and puts them back in your deck. And there's a bit of an irony here that is difficult for new players to understand, in that look at Tup's hand size. Look at all the cards he has to choose from. He's got a hand size of 7. You might think he's super powerful with all those cards to choose from. In a way, he is, but he's also super vulnerable. The larger your hand size, the easier it is to burn your character out. So wizards, magic users, sorcerers, if you will, thaumaturgists, pyromancers, they tend to have large hand sizes, and I think it creates a gameplay conceit of them being weaker. Did you guys know you were going to get this much Tom-splaining on a Request Wednesday? Normally, Request Wednesday, I have no idea what I'm doing. And if I have too much of an idea what I'm doing, I just explain it all instead of playing it. So, all right, so is there anything I want to discard? Oh, yeah, he's the spellcaster. I'm not going to need this dagger. Because, look, there are 2 monsters, but I've got spells for it. All right, so let's get rid of the dagger. Let's recharge. Oh, recharge an item. What does Wand of Shield? Reduce combat damage. I don't plan on taking combat damage, so I won't recharge that. And draw a new card. What do I get? Another blessing. Blessings are super useful. They basically give you a free die roll on any sort of task. Oh my god, I'm so good at this game. I am so good at Pathfinder Adventures, because I'm about to now close the throne room. I'm only 3 turns in, and I've narrowed Meister Grump's location down to 3 places. And I furthermore have 3 goblins, so I can cover all those places as soon as I find him. He is dead. D-E-D, dead. Done for. Man, I'm good at this game. All right, well, actually, first we got to defeat the vicious dog, which is going to be super easy. I just have to get a 9. But remember, because I'm playing this scenario, Devil of Sandpoint, when you defeat a Bane that has the animal trait, it's a Bane, it's a bad card, it's an animal, you re-roll the dice, take the new result. So actually re-roll the dice, take the new result. Does that mean I roll, and even if I fail? Wait a minute. I think it's when you would defeat. Yeah, when you would defeat the Bane. If you fail, you're not going to defeat it, so you don't re-roll. All right, so, oh no, I got rid of my, oh no, I didn't get rid of my dagger. What's the dagger going to do? Right, so 2d8, but really that's not what we want to do. Fup is his arcane ability is a d12 plus 1 because he leveled it up, and plus 1 because arcane is your charisma plus 1. So he's a spellcaster, so let's zap this vicious dog with a lightning touch. Now, spell, should I just play and shut up? No, I like explaining this. I like teaching this game. Spells, when you use them, you discard them. So you might think, well, what the heck? You're going to run out of cards quickly. Well, another facet of spells is that you have the option after you discard it. Before it's actually discarded, and there's so much tricky timing. It's not tricky. There's really finicky timing like this you have to deal with. Before it's in the tabletop game, this version, the video game version, manages all that for you. Before you discard it, you can make a check against your arcane, or if it's a cleric spell, your, I think, wisdom. And if you make that check, and the difficulty of the check depends on the power of the spell, basically, you recharge it instead of discard it. So a good magic user will not deplete his or her deck when she uses spells. But any random Joe using spells, well, those are just going to go by the wayside pretty quickly. And actually, Sione, if I was playing with her, I think she's got some power. I can't even... I'm so mad. I want to... She's got some kind of power where she automatically... She doesn't even make checks. Like, her arcane cards just automatically cycle. I think? Isn't that her power? Maybe she just has a super insanely high roll. Because look at my arcane roll is super good. I just have to roll a 6 or higher to keep my spell. So, at any rate, let's zap this dog with lightning. I'm pressing discard, but I'm going to get to recharge it. 89% chance of smacking the vicious dog. Do I want to burn one of these? No, 89 is fine. Alright, but guess what? I defeated it. When you would defeat it, you re-roll and take the second result. This game is so bad. Where do I quit out? 89% and I missed it. That's a bug. That is clearly a bug. That's a bug. I hope they fix that as well. Why did I get rid of my Wand of Shields? This is exactly the time you want a Wand of Shields. Oh, this game is so dumb. Alright, well I can discard the crow because I used my veterinarian's kit to get it back out. And, why didn't I use this? What does this do? On a combat check display, I could have used that. Oh, I'm so angry. I'm so angry. Mafia says, do you get your lightning back? Yeah, so it's still resolving combat, and I'll get to do that check after combat's resolved. Oh my god, I'm so angry at this dumb game. Alright, let's get rid of one of these stupid things. Okay, so now I check to recharge it. I just have to roll an arcane of 6 or higher. I've got an arcane charisma of 12. Arcane is your charisma plus 1, and I've leveled my charisma up, so it's going to be a d12 plus 2. Watch this. Oh my god, I came so close to flipping this table. Alex Chapman says I should get the dog to roll the dice. I cannot believe that. Do you guys saw it? It was 89%, right? It's got to be a bug. I mean, what are the odds? All right, back to the guard tower. We have to fight a bandit henchman, and this is Poog, our war fighter. Actually, what is he? Warcaster. Excuse me. That's why he's got 1 spell in his deck. Oh, 3 spells. Oh. Oh, he's a super. Oh, he's quite the magic user. Wait a minute. I guess he's mainly a fighter, but okay. I guess he can rock some divine spells, like mending. I'm so mad about that stupid. Oh, all right. Again, I've got this spear. As long as I don't screw up some click or die roll, I'm fine. Wait, what? Reveal this. Oh, shoot. No, I've got to discard a card, or refresh a card when I first encounter the bandit. All right, I'm dumb. Let's refresh that or recharge. All right, now, and you'll note it let me back up. I have to confirm it. Now we're going to reveal our spear. I'm going to reveal my long spear. Not a euphemism. What is this guy? I discard it. The crow, he just helps me acquire things. And the blessing, I don't need it. You know, 76%. Oh, wait, why am I re-rolling? It's not an animal. Oh, is it a spear thing? Oh, yeah, that was, okay. I could have read text. If you would fail this check, you may discard this card to re-roll the dice and take the new result. Now, I've got a mending card. I think when that mending pops back up, I'll be able to get it. All right, everything going according to plan. That's what I meant to happen. And now I'm exploring my first time. Chainmail I would like to have for next time I screw up and get dinged. If I burn the crow, oh, no. Recharge. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to recharge this to add a d6 because the crow goes back in the deck. Because obviously crows are good at flying out, picking up chainmail, and bringing it back to you. Now, the idea is crows are scavengers. They help you figure out how to dig up loot and treasure. And I'm just going to go ahead and end my turn. I cannot frickin' believe that stupid vicious dog in the throne room. So mad about that. I was so on track to be just completely kicking butt. Alright, got a short sword out. What does that do? It's no long spear. Oh, but mending means I'll be able to trade this for the long spear, I think. All right. Stupid dog. So I'm at the village house. There's no cards. What do I do? I move to a different location. All right. Wait, what? Oh yeah, okay. The horse pen is down here. It's off the map. This right here might just seem like some weird artistic flourish. Like, oh look, there's the little circles representing locations just dropped around. And for the most part it is. But one of the really cool things here, and I don't think it's in the tabletop version. I don't think it was when I played it. You can replay scenarios at higher difficulties for more rewards. And one of the things that the higher difficulties introduces is a geographical connection amongst the locations. Right now, when I move Ransack, he can go anywhere. But when you play at the harder difficulty levels, there's this sense that you can only go to the horse pen by going to the farmhouse first. You can't obviously go from the village house straight to the horse pen, right? And I don't know if that's actually the layout, but something along those lines, which I really like. There's this sense of walking around. Left Empty is thanking me for being so good at this game. You're welcome, Left Empty. You're welcome. Sorry about that bug. 89%. Come on. All right. Do we want to go ahead and go to the horse pen? I do have my light crossbow. Dexterity arranged, and what is that again? D10 plus 1. Yeah, let's go to the horse pen. I'm so stupid. What's the horse pen? Difficulty to defeat animals. Oh, it's plus 2. Oh, succeed at dexterity or acrobatics, and I think he's good there. His dexterity is high enough to close this location. All right, we're going to go to the horse pen, hopefully run into Stomp. I mean, 89%. Come on. Someone do the math. What are the odds that you will fail an 89% chance? It can't be any higher than, what, 2%, right? It's insane. 97% chance to acquire a superior wooden shield. Why is that? I'm rolling Constitution or Fortitude. Why am I getting... So a D12 plus 1. There's the plus 1, there's the D... Oh, you know what? Yeah, here's the thing. So the different characters aren't just cards. You know, they also have these abilities. Ransack, not Raznak, his pillage ability, add a D4 to acquire a boon. And you can level it up to add a D4 plus 1. So he's really good at ransacking things. Get it? Ransack. 97% is basically 100%. There's no difference between 97% and 100%. So what's this, you're saying? It's a D6. Why am I rolling a D6? Because check out this ability. Ransack. When you acquire a boon, roll a D6. On a 4, 5, or 6, explore again. Sweet. And this is just going to go on and on and on so long as I keep drawing boons. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. I don't have to explore. Here we go. Oh, boy. MigUK says it's entirely possible to miss if it's an 89% chance. You can only be completely sure when you get it to 90%. Yeah, that makes sense, MigUK. Because, you know, an 89, that's just a B. That's not even an A. Alright, so let's see. Before you act, Stomp deals a D4 combat damage to each character. I think I have a shield. Oh, I do. I have a shield. Haha, suck it, Stomp. I'm going to shield you. Okay, this is also new. We get a little animation. Actually, is it even animated? I guess it's a cutscene. Stomp stamps his hoof into the ground. It's like a children's book. See the horse stomp. 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 Oh, he's the boss. It's not Meister Grump. Well, I'm dumb. Oh, it even says villain. Meister Grump is a henchman. So really, the horse is in charge of this place. All right, if we defeat Stomp, because he's the villain, he doesn't die. He runs off to another open location, which at this point is just the farmhouse. It's actually, at this point, it's the throne room, the guard house, and the farmhouse. Guard room, whatever. Guard tower. So if I can close these, though, and I can temporarily close them when I'm fighting a villain, then I will know where he went to the farmhouse. So let's try to close these. I forget what it takes. Oh yeah, this is a strength check of 5, and look how strong he is. I can't check that now. Oh, I don't. You just saw it right there. D8 plus 1, and I just need to get a 5 or higher. I'm gonna do this. I really, yeah. I wanted to make sure. I didn't even need to spend that. Go back. I just want to make sure that I can pin the horse down there. And then I'm going to be able to close this location. All right, let's see if Tup can close the throne room. What do you do there? Was that banish a card, or that was the other place? Oh, charisma check, right. And he's a super charismatic dude. Dadgummit, what is it with this game and how buggy it is? That's 2 rolls I totally should have made, and this game is... Oh, when are they going to patch this stuff out? My gosh, it's... Oh. So now I'm not going to know. The horse is going to be at the throne room or the farmhouse, right? Who saw which way the horse went? I didn't. He's one of those 2 places. Encounter or evade? Why do I get that? If there's another character at your location, you may evade a bane. A random other character at your location encounters it instead. There's not another character at my location, is there? No, because they would have this symbol on them. This guy's at the guard tower, the throne. Oh, there is. Oh, no, I'm at the horse pen. Well, I'd like to go. Oh, you know what? There's no check mark for evade. There's no option for evade. This sword here means encounter. I don't have any choice. It's kind of mean that it was taunting me. Yikes, that kind of hurt. Let's see what I can do with this shield. So this is the initial stomp. Recharge it to reduce ranged combat damage, or combat damage, by 2. If proficient with light armors, you may play another armor. I think I'm proficient with light armor. If you played a weapon, so I could recharge this to reduce the damage down to 2. Ooh, what is this force wall? Force missile. Dadgummit. A force wall. Alright, so I'll go ahead and recharge that, because otherwise it's saving me from discarding 2 cards. What do caltrops do? Banish it to evade a monster. Maybe that was asking why I wanted to evade. Oh, I should have evaded it. Dadgummit. That's what I get for Tom's playing instead of paying attention. Enforce missile. Actually, no, because he uses his crossbow. Alright, here we go. We're going to fight this horse. Remember, we have to roll successfully twice. And you're like, what? A D4? And you need to get a 12? You're screwed. Well, this is just the default combat check if I don't use an item. Like revealing a crossbow. Yikes. It's still only 26%. Alright, well, here's where blessings come in handy. Now, is he the guy that has shot in the arm? Who has shot in the arm, and how does that work again? Alright, Poog, shot in the arm. When another character plays a blessing on your check. Oh, okay. That's just if someone helps Poog with a blessing, they basically heal up a little bit. Alright, let's go. Oh, wait. Yeah, so let's go ahead and definitely use this. Now we're talking. Now I have to roll this twice. I should get another character to discard a blessing. Oh, let's do this one. Orb of Fire. On a combat check, display the card. While displayed, it adds a D4 and the fire trait. At the end of the turn, if you don't have Arcane or Divine, you banish it. Otherwise, you bury it. Or can attempt a pretty difficult check to recharge it instead. I'm going to go ahead and add this. And I could do another blessing. You know what? I'm fine. I'm clearly going to make these. I'm going to make both of these. See? That's the way the game should work. Tom Ross says, did I hear you say you've gotten into miniatures? Does that mean collecting them or collecting and painting? No, I've not gotten into miniatures. As they explained there, it's playing a game called Kingdom Death Monster, which is a horror-themed... It's not a dungeon crawl, because you don't really build dungeons. You fight boss battles in a way. It's a horror-themed RPG tabletop board game thing. That's one of these vanity things that costs way... I would be way too embarrassed to tell you guys how much it cost. Because as I think I've said elsewhere, it was one of the most injudicious things I've done recently, is buying that. Part of why I did it, by the way, is some very generous supporters some very generous Patreon supporters of mine this month bought me board games. I was gifted 2 really cool board games this month. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll just, the money I would have used to buy it. So it's not like my mind works. Oh, I have gifts? That means I have free money lying around. $300, I wish. Don't even, yeah. So at any rate, it comes with miniatures, and they're super intricate, and you have to assemble them, which I didn't know when oh no, I think I did know it, but I had to be talked into that part of it. All right, let's try to recharge this. We need a super high arcane check, only a 41% chance of succeeding. I feel like we can do it. Yes, yes. See, positive thinking. The result says that's some interesting accounting there. If any of you guys need help with your taxes, let me know. I'll bring some of that accounting to bear. All right, we are now down to Tup at the throne room. Do we want to discard an item to recharge something? You see this little pulsing thing here? This means, dude, if you lose all these cards and some of these, your deck could be empty at the end of your turn. So it's a little bit overcautious when you're playing someone with a huge hand size, but it's just helpful to know that theoretically, if I screwed up badly enough, Tup could die this turn. It's not going to happen, but it's just saying. Richard Holt says, were they on sprues? Yeah, I mean, there's literally probably about, I don't know, 30 sprues full of miniatures, miniature pieces of varying size. It's insane. Chris Markson wants to know how Google decided on which frame to take as a preview in a video, but for the latest Patreon draw video, they chose a perfect frame. Markson, I'm afraid that was all my doing. All right. Let's see. Is there an item we need? No, I don't. Because I wanted. Didn't I have to lose? Yeah, I think I'm going to get my crow back with the veterinarian's kit. And the only other item I had was the orb of, was that fire, and that got put back in my deck. By the way, here's something else you can't do in the tabletop game. Look at that. These are the 7 cards in my deck. This isn't their order, of course, but I can always look. Like, what did he have in his deck again? Unless you keep a written record in the tabletop game, you can't do this. Some would consider this cheating. I don't. You shouldn't have to memorize stuff in a board game, right? All right, so we're just going to carry on to our turn. Oh my god, I've played this stupid game for an hour, and I hate this game. And look at this, by the way. There's 11 cards in here. Why? Because when you fail to corner a boss, all open locations get an additional card taken off of the game clock, shuffled into the deck. So you won't know where the boss went because, oh, there's an extra card in that deck. All the open decks get extra cards. All right, let's go ahead and get our crow back. Because there's no reason to hang on to that veterinarian's kit. Oh, after playing, succeed at wisdom or survival to recharge it. Because they're basically hit points. Let's see, what kind of wisdom or survival do I have? My wisdom is a D4. You guys want to see something funny? Check out his wisdom. No, wait. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, D4 is as low as it goes. I thought someone had a 0 in something. That makes no sense. Because sometimes you'll have to make a check for something that you suck at. It's always going to be a D4. All right, I'm guessing I will be discarding the veterinarian's kit. I expected that. Richard Holt wants to know if I've actually played Kingdom Death Monster yet. Richard Holt, I'm still in the set it up and muck around with the prologue scenario to get used to the combat mechanics. So basically, no. But boy, I've read the heck out of the manual. I love the manual. The manual's a coffee table book. Seriously. I'm not just saying it's got good artwork in it. It's literally, like, it's a hardbound, super glossy, 4-color print job. It's a coffee table book. I mean, you know, you pay a lot of money, but you get what you pay for. Assuming that you think all that stuff is worth absurd amounts of money. Like I said, you need help with your taxes, let me know. All right. Look, you know, the game taketh away, the game giveth. Right? All right, here's our second chance. Who ever said there were no second chances in goblins' lives? Right? Eat it, F. Scott Fitzgerald. That quote is so completely misunderstood when it's used, by the way. No second chances in American lives. It's one of my favorite things to be pedantic about. No, F. Scott Fitzgerald didn't mean that, dummy. I'm a lot of fun at parties. All right, look, 89 again. You'd think I've learned my lesson. Nope, I'm going with it. Because, you know, it was a bug last time. Watch this. Boom. Let's recharge it, because that's what we do as a pyromancer. Richard Holt says F. Scott Fitzgoblin. Richard Holt says he believes it takes months to get to the real game. Richard Holt, so constructing the before you can start to play the game, the prologue scenario is a white lion. It's like a boss monster, which is a big old honking huge. No, it's not huge. It's small, but it's larger than the other miniatures. It's a miniature of a lion, and then 4 survivors or characters, and it was a couple hours of me putting those things together. And those hours involved no small amount of frustration. So, and I know that Kingdom Death Monster wants you to think of it this way, and I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm won over because I spent all that money and I'm justifying it, or if I'm won over because it was genuinely effective, but I am won over by the idea that assembling the miniatures is part of the game. And I don't like assembling miniatures. I don't even care about miniatures. They're dumb. But here, they're kind of good-looking miniatures, and by assembling them, it does create this sense of investment in these characters. Maybe it's like a, yeah, you know, like I said, maybe it's just some rationale I'm telling myself, but... All right, Hazy Silhouette is quoting Dickens after we were just making F. Scott Fitzgerald references. Hazy Silhouette... Oh, you know what? No, I don't think he was. I don't think he just pulled that out of nowhere. I was going to make fun of him for thinking that F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." Pony Carnival claims that I love figs because Pony Carnival, that's what he calls figures or figurines, figs. Sweet. That's as high as a roll could be. I recharged the heck out of that. I killed that dog. Watch this. I'm going to close the heck out of this throne room, and then I'm going to go get that horse. That horse. All right. So, that happened. And we are back to fighting the stupid bandit. I mean, come on. Oh, no, I gotta recharge a card because it's a bandit. Oh, I'm so angry at this dumb game. I want all of these cards. I don't want to recharge any of them. This is the worst dumb game. Who requested this? Market wants to know if I'd give this game a cinema score of A+. Nope, cinema score C-. Fine, take my stupid blessing of the gods. I don't care. I'm gonna punch you with a short sword, and bruthasmus is gonna help me. Sounds like a bronchial condition. I'm gonna reveal this. 68's pretty good. No, it's not. And then I'm gonna discard bruthasmus. Actually, I don't really need to, because if I lose out, I'm just, and there's, yeah, it's probably gonna be, I'm gonna draw a, well, no, there's 2 possible. This unknown can mean a henchman or one of the blessing cards taken off of the game clock when I let the stupid horse escape. If I fail this, I think I'm okay with that because I've got chainmail. Reduce combat damage by 2. Now the damage you take is this number minus whatever you roll. So as long as I don't roll a 7, and I can recharge it, you know, chainmail is good. So you know what, I'm going with this. I think I'm going to win it anyway. I just needed a 7. Oh my god, this is the worst game of all time. Everybody boycott this stupid game. Ugh. Ugh. Wait, what does it want me to do? Oh, that wasn't even my turn. Ooh, Vermilion Rhomboid. Reveal it to add a D10 to an acrobatics check. Pfft. I don't care. Is he the guy that gets to reroll? Oh, no, that's Ramzak. This game is so aggravating. Let's do a bunch of blessings. I don't know if you guys can hear. Listen to the sound in the background. Listen. Let me turn it up. Little goblins cackling in the background. You don't get that in the tabletop game. What's going on? Oh, I can move because the horse pen is closed. Yeah, all right. Oh, no. This is just to look at the map. What's going... So I've got 3 locations. All right. So the village house is where... No, the farmhouse is where you lose allies. All right, so we'll go there. It's a little alarming. Did I mention I'm mad at this dumb game? Alright, hello, I've never met her before. Leary Akenja. Banish her to add a D10 and fire to any combat check. Ooh, I like that. Discard to add to... Okay, right. During your exploration, add 1... Oh, I like her. She's like a fire wizard. Unfortunately, I am too dumb and not charismatic enough to really recruit her. If I had a potion of glibness... What is this Mail of Escape doing? Recharge it, banish it to reduce damage. Why is it? Oh, to evade the encounter. Yeah, that's dumb. I don't need to. Alright, yeah, if I used a blessing, it's just going to add another D4. So, you know what? Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe the game will feel like making it up to me for jerking me around previously. Aw, thank you, game. This game's awesome. Bleh, I don't get to re-explore. So yeah, I want to save her for combat. Now, here's the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I've got 8 cards. So I'm going to have to discard down to my hand size no matter what. I got a free card. So it's not like it's taking it out of circulation with my deck and my discard in my hand. So let's go ahead and use someone to explore again. There's no penalty to doing it. Bird Cruncher Crown. This is dumb. It's one of the things you get in one of the campaign scenarios that you want to use when you fight goblins. There's no reason for goblins to actually have it. Reveal it to evade a bane that's a goblin. When you defeat a goblin, you can recharge it to examine your location deck until you find a weapon, item, or armor, and then just take it. So kind of cool, but why would goblins be fighting goblins? Different scenarios have different types of creatures that you fight. And I forget how that's determined. But anyway, I don't care if I win this. Still got plenty of time. I'm not worried. I just, skip. A portable ram. Never seen that before. Reveal to add 1 die to your strength check to defeat a barrier with lock or obstacle. All right, super specific. That's the weird thing about this game that I haven't quite wrapped my head around, is some of the cards are just so specific. Why would you ever bother? But one of the reasons you'd bother is because everybody's deck has to have a certain number of types of cards. So no matter what, out of the 15 cards that will comprise Tup's deck, 3 of them have to be items. And items tend to be this kind of super specialized thing. So if you know you're playing a scenario that has a lot of barriers, and different scenarios are different that way, in some of the scenarios, the barriers are the actual henchmen that you're going up against, then you would bring along a portable ram. Wizard of Video Games is trying to vote for Request Wednesday. Wizard of Video Games, this is Request Wednesday. That's like asking to vote for the president on Inauguration Day. If you want, just put it in a comment, Wizard of Video Games, and I will note that later. But yeah, generally you can't vote during the actual Request Wednesday. All right, I don't care if I get this. He says he'll forget it by then. Good, because a vote for Pub Battlegrounds, I've got my fill of that silly thing. I use my veterinarian's kit, so I don't know if I want to burn my frog. Bury it to draw a spell from your discard pile. Remember, bury isn't banish. Put it back in the box, get rid of it completely. It's put it in this little pile of dirt. and then it's not in circulation in the game anymore. Even if you heal up, which is represented by taking cards out of your discard pile, you'll never get back a card that's buried. As far as I know, maybe there's something necromancer themed later in the game that lets you recover buried cards. And I don't plan on losing any spells. Why do I even have the toad? Because I am really good at arcane checks with Tup. So let's discard and explore again. All right, here's a barrier, but it doesn't have the lock, or what was the other thing? Door, whatever. Keyword, so obviously you can't use a battering ram against an ambush. Duh. All right, what do we got here? So I have to get a wisdom, perception, dexterity, or acrobatics roll of 10 or higher. Tup isn't good at any of those. If I defeat it, then it's gone and I can explore again. If I don't defeat it, and here's where the ambush really comes into play, examine the location deck until you find a monster, encounter it, and you'll have -1 on all your die rolls. And then it's gone anyway. So there are 2 monsters in here. Let's see, can I do anything? Where is the guy that lets me heal? Who is it? It's this guy, right? I keep forgetting. I don't know my goblins. Yeah, shot in the arm. When another character plays a blessing. No, it's only when he's the recipient of the blessing. All right, well, he's got all these blessings, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. And I don't know why I'm fussing, really. Because I can take on a monster. Oh, actually, well, yeah, I've got my link. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. All right, suck at ambush. Now I can explore again. So it's letting me get rid of 2 cards out of this deck. Oh, now is that compared to my Did my crossbow just disappear again, or did I not even have it? Oh no, shoot a monkey. Yeah, the other guy had the crossbow. Oh my god, I'm so worried now about bugs. Yeah, I don't think I care about a short bow because all it does is what does it do? Adds to a dexterity or ranged combat check. That's not something this guy's going to be doing. D8's not bad, but it's not good. So I don't care if I get this. If I get it, it's just fodder to discard, and I've got it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, yeah. So I've got 7 cards. I'm just going to go ahead and end my turn. I'm actually doing fine, even though the game's screwing me. Alright, summon and encounter the bandit. What is inflict? For your combat check, discard this card. Oh yeah, it's the 1 spell. No, he's got 3 spells, right? Yeah, he's got 3 spells. It's one of his 3 spells. And wait, what is his arcane? Wisdom is a D10. Divine is D10 plus 2, and I think that's what he checks. After playing it, do a Divine 6 check. Okay, so I'll get to recharge this. So he can just cycle this. Let's see, it's plus D6. Oh, Divine plus D6. All right, I'm super happy with that. And then otherwise, there's just the 1 monster. So, where's the stupid short sword? Reveal it to use strength or melee plus 1d6. You can additionally discard it. Yeah, you know, let's inflict. Let's go ahead and use that. Oh, no, shoot a monkey. I keep doing that. It's asking, what do I want to recharge to pay the toll to the bandit? It's the idea that it's stealing something. All right, we're going to discard that, and we'll get a chance to roll for a recharge after we resolve combat. And watch me recharge. Boom. Bye. Bye-bye. Didn't like it anyway. Now is when you want a toad. What? A Yeth Hound. It's an elite outsider. Before you act, each character at the location must succeed at a Wisdom 6 check, or the difficulty is increased by 1 for the rest of the turn. It's not a big deal. What kind of wisdom do I have? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pretty wise. Oh, I could have looked here to see what my wisdom is. A combat of 9. Yeah. Alright. Prepare to taste my short sword. What abilities do I have? Oh, yeah, shot in the arm. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. So I want someone else. When another character plays a blessing, that character can take a card from her discard pile. Can you basically heal up a card? What is this, toad? Greenhorn. After you bury, discard, recharge, or reveal a boon that has the animal trait, banish it, and then you may draw a card. What? When did you ever do that? Banish it. Completely take it out of the game. I guess the idea is if it's an animal you don't care about, you squash it and get to draw a card. I'm imagining goblins stepping on frogs. Oh, look. Or maybe that's just the magical power that this thing has. I'm guessing if you feed him animals, that's the internal fiction I'm going with, you get to draw cards. Lord Kosk is bailing to go play Vermintide 2. Can't say I blame him. What I know of it, it looks pretty cool. All right, so let's get someone else's blessing card. Where's the guy with the bazillion? Oh. You use your blessing card. Wait, who's wounded? 4 in the discard pile and 3 in the discard pile. Although, I think, what do you have in here? Yeah, I don't care about these. Let's go ahead and have you do it, because what do you... yeah, I'd like to get one of these back. So, we're going to have Ranzak contribute a blessing, which will then mean afterwards he can take a card out of his discard pile, which basically means he puts a card there and he takes a card out. I'm going to be able to replace the blessing, that's a generic card, with another card, and as a bonus he gets to roll an additional die. Alright, let's beat up this Yeth Hound. Remember, goblins hate dogs, hounds as well. So what is that? Oh yeah, shot in the arm. So now I click this, and he does what? Did it take? Oh, sweet, yes, and I got my force missile back. Awesome. Oh, I'm really good at Pathfinder Adventures. Did I mention that to you guys? Okay. Alright. There's my crossbow. Keep an eye on it. I don't want to lose the crossbow. Should I have been Tom-splaining the whole blessing deal in the game clock? No. A bugbear. Why are goblins and bugbears fighting? Oh, look, it does have the goblin trait. If undefeated, bury a weapon or item from your discard pile. Bury, remember, means put it in the dirt. You can't interact with it for the rest of the game. Alright. I'm going to shoot this crossbow. 65 is not great. What will she do? Banish it to add a d10. Discard it to... Oh, banish. Oh, I don't want to banish her. She's awesome. But you know what? That's the nature of these kind of, these heroes. They help you and they leave. Heroes always leave. Remember that. What is this gonna add? Nothing fun. I can make it 65%. If you don't believe me, watch this. See? I never had any doubt. Alright, now we, wait, what? What was that? I'm very confused in this. Did I just explore and find... Whatever. Throne room. Okay, here we go. Right. Ah, we meet again. Now I can close the other 2 locations, if I can close the other 2 locations, and then I kill Stomp. Guess what? I've won. So, you're about to watch me win. I'm going to win so hard, you're going to get sick of winning. Okay, so first we close the farmhouse, which takes summon and defeat a random monster. I can do it because I got my force missile back. Got a crossbow. You can only use one or the other. Oh, I'm going to maybe have Leary Wizard Fire Chick McBoobs here help me out. Force missile. What if I discard that? Then, oh, a zombie. Immune to mental poison. Half damage. Yeah, I guess 3d4s is not good. Alright, let's try something else. There we go, that's more like it. And because this is it, you know, this is the scenario. Do I want to... I hate to banish her. Because here's the... I love how this game makes you consider the meta angle. Like your deck, it's a deck builder over successive games, multiple games in a way, right? Like I have to decide, do I want to use her now? Or save her for later? Or do I just go with a 73% chance? Yeah, I gotta do it. Bye, Wizard Chick. Thanks for helping me. Alright, so now this is closed. Stomp will not be running here. And we have to make sure that we close... wait. Why isn't it showing it closed? I feel like that should have an X over it. Did I... I want an X over that, please. Game better not screw me. Succeeded a strength 5 check. I'm going to go ahead and use this. Alright, now when I defeat Stomp... Oh, okay, there. Alright, that's what I was scared about. An hourglass isn't quite as good as an X. An X means it's permanently closed. The hourglass, look, it just means temporarily closed. Alright, settle down, Tom. Okay, now we've got to fight this guy. I don't want to evade him. If I evade him, that just means I don't have to fight him and he gets shuffled back in the deck. Pfft, why would I do that? I'm going to show you how Fup. I keep calling him Tup, not Fup. Fup is the novella about the duck. Tup is the Goblin Pyromancer. I don't know why you guys have a hard time remembering that. Oh, shoot, he does damage first. All right, my wooden shield. Aha. Watch this. It's going to bounce off of my wooden shield. Recharge. Haha. So the horse tried to stomp on me, and I used a wooden shield, and his hoofs, the little hard parts on the bottom of his hoofs, whatever you call that, I guess they're hoofs, his hoofs bounced off and didn't hurt me at all. Now, okay, so Tup's ability, basically the conceit is that he's just burning up stuff with fire. Like, he just goes crazy with fire. For instance, check this one out. Hotspot. When another character at your location attempts a check, you can add a d4 to that check, but then everybody other than you takes a d4 damage. You're just making everything hot all around you. Good lord, when would you ever do that one? Check this out, though. Bonfire Blast. The idea is, and I'll show you the game mechanics in a minute, Bonfire Blast means if he burns up a card, throws it on the bonfire, it's a spell that he can cast. So check it out. For your combat check, you can banish a card. Banish meaning just get rid of the game and get it out of the game entirely to use an arcane plus d8. And if you remember his arcane, d12 plus 2 plus a d8, and it adds to the attack the stats attack, fire, and magic. And this counts as playing a spell. So if I've got a card I don't care about, and I do, what has he been picking up? Oh, maybe I don't. Oh, this. Yeah, I can just banish this. Although I kind of want to keep it. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't mind. All right, so wait. I got to make sure I do this right. So I click this. I banish this because you can always take another generic one of these. 62%. Now remember, I've got to punch the horse twice. Yeah, I roll twice, right? Yeah, I'm going to get this same roll the second time. All right. And suddenly it looks a little less attractive. Now he can discard this to shoot the crop. Where are all my blessings? Seriously? Nobody has blessings? It's because I discarded... Alright, let me discard something else. I need my blessing. What if I just do the lightning touch? See, I love that you can... Yeah, look at that. Suddenly the bonfire thing isn't so hot. What if I were to discard... Banish... Is this a basic spell? Yeah. Why is that so terrible compared to... Lame. Alright, we're going to use lightning touch. I was so happy to get to show you guys my little bonfire ability. Alright, 94%. We got to do it twice, and I'm going to go ahead and just have him. His ability is at a different location. He can discard this card. The idea is a crossbow. It's a ranged weapon to give someone a d4. And I think it's only going to be on the first roll. We'll find out. Look at this, 98%. Remember, 98%, it's the equivalent of 100. Everybody knows that. 29. I needed a 12, and I hit the horse with a 29. Haha. And yeah, it looks like I'm keeping all the dice. Right, reroll means reroll. Boom. A 21. Not quite a 29, but still. You know what I just did? Won this scenario. And I'll show you real quick what you get when you win. No, first of all, you get a little cutscene. Demons and devils, no problem for strongest goblin. It's a Ransack. That's how goblins talk. Really? That was the extent of my cutscene? Alright, I got some of the gold that I can spend on micro-buying stuff. And the reason I have this much is I really don't care enough about it to spend it. You can buy temporary power-ups. I should have showed you guys that. There are runes. Oh, I wonder if I should have used those. Alright, so in this scenario, and it would have explained this beforehand, the reward is each character gets a new power. Some scenarios give you bonuses to your skills. Some give you new powers. Eventually, you can spec with these sort of advanced classes. All scenarios, depending on how you did, you can add new cards to your deck. So let's go down the list. For what's his name? Poog, our Warcaster, I can raise his hand size, or I can improve one of his abilities. What does Green Horde level up to? Then you draw a card and recharge a random card, so you heal up when you feed the frog. What is Bloody Ritual? You can use this. Add a d6 to a check that invokes animals or fire. Was I not using that? Were you guys not reminding me? Or Shot in the Arm. When another character, they heal 2 random cards. I'm definitely going to take that. He's going to be my healer. All right, Ransack, not Ransack. Look at this, a hand size of 9. That's insane. Do the other characters in the core game get that? All right, I can level up Pillage. Oh, makes it easier to take things. And what is Ransack? Oh, right. He's more likely to get an additional Explore. I'm definitely taking that one. And then for Tup, our Pyromancer, upgrade our hand size. But I think you may banish a card and use your Arcane. A D8 plus 1, really? That's all it improves to? A D8 to a D8 plus 1. What was Tempt Fate? When you banish a spell from your hand, not for its power, draw a new... Oh, I didn't even know that. What about hot? Oh, I don't even have this yet. That's why I didn't notice it. Improved hotspot. When another character at your location attempts a check. Wow. Oh, no, that's what it was before. So the reason I guess this is a big deal where you damage people, you're not adding a D4, you're adding 4. Basically, you're adding a maxed out D4, and that's a big deal in this game. So each character takes a D4 fire damage. Here, they take a D4 minus 1. I don't anticipate using that much. I think I'm going to go with this Tempt Fate. Because when you banish a spell from your hand, not for its power, you draw a new spell. So if I get crappy spells, or if I have basic spells I don't want for this scenario, I can cycle, I can get more spells, right? Do I want this? I don't know. Or maybe I should increase my hand size. It'd be awful fun to have 8 cards to play with. I don't know, you guys. Oh, maybe I should roll a die. Oh dear. Oh, what does this guy upgrade to? Bale Flame of Naughtiness or Prince of Darkness? You can upgrade. What? Look at that. What? Insane. Force Blast. It's kind of a lame upgrade. All right. At any rate, I'm just a humble pyromaniac at this point. It looks like this is going to be useful eventually. It's something you want to do. So that +1 is just so underwhelming. But you know what? I'm going to do it because the idea is he can acquire trash cards like boons that he doesn't want to keep from a location, and then he can throw them in the bonfire. Although it was a really underwhelming spell, wasn't it, compared to the lightning touch? And there you go. Oh no, we're not done. The cart. So now everybody's, they've acquired boons to their deck that are in excess of what they're allowed. So here's the really hard part of the game: is I now have to trim everyone's deck down to the required size. So for instance, Poog can only have 1 armor. So we're obviously getting rid of this leather armor because I love that chainmail, and it can only have 1 item. Oh no, I can have 2 items, right? And I've only got 1. Fortitude check. I don't really... let's take care of the other characters and see if they have items I need to get rid of. They don't. Does anyone need braces? Why do you have 2 thieves' tools? It's super handy for dealing with barriers. You can get one. Let's get rid of one of those and take that. That's the Amulet of Life. Discard to reduce damage. Oh, take that item. Why did I think that wasn't fun? It's a little defensive thing, like braces of protection. All right, so now everything here is within protocol. Correctly spec'd. And by the way, this is lit up, showing, hey, this is a new card for him. All right, I need to get rid of the shield. And I get 1 additional blessing. Where do I just take the generic blessings? I think it automatically puts 1 in. Is that right? Well, you know what? We'll find out what happens. All right, and now checking out Tup. Tup has 2 weapons. He only needs 1. The short bow doesn't help him. Well, the dagger doesn't even help. Dexterity, right? Why does he have a dagger? I guess because he needs 1 weapon in there. I'll just hang on to the dagger. What does this mean? I don't know. All right, so now everybody's in compliance. This little exclamation point just means, hey, he gets another blessing, but there are none to draw. Oh, stash. I don't know what's going on. All right, I'm just going to try to end this turn, or go to the next bit. All right, so I've got 2 cards too many in my stash. And this is excruciating trying to figure out what to deal with. Look at this ally that I found. Rip Nugget and Stickfoot. Again, this is one of the bosses from Rise of the Rune Lords. So it's kind of cute that it's one of the allies you pick up. A dull longsword. Who needs that? We're going to cash that in for 1 gold. And the sling bow. Who cares? I've got a crossbow. I'm going to get 2 gold out of this. It's going to be added to my 5,800 whatever. Oh, now. Okay. I think this means their core. Yeah, they're in your collection. You can always add them. So he just gets a blessing of the gods. Big whoop. And there you go. I have beat Devil of Sandpoint. Next is Attack on Sandpoint. You're going up against Sheriff Hemlock and his henchman, Mayor Kendra Deverin. She's one of the allies in the Rise of the Rune Lords campaign. Then Vinder, the world-famous movie director. Directed Wings of Desire, of course. And City Guards. On checks that invoke the fire trait, you add a d6. The difficulty of checks to defeat Banes that are human is +2. What's going on with that? Well, if you played Rise of the Rune Lords, Attack on Sandpoint is another mission that you have there where a bunch of goblins are attacking you, and the various circumstances can add fire damage. So now you're playing the goblins. You're the attacker. The fire, it helps you, which is really cute. If I beat this scenario, each character draws a new random non-basic weapon. That can be cool. And adventure reward, I think, is if you do all of these, you gain a card feat. All right. So there you go. That has been the winner of Request Wednesday, Pathfinder Adventures. I love this game so much. Actually, no, I don't. I hate it. I'm so annoyed at this game because let's go check to see if my character is unlocked yet. All right, I'm now going to make a party. I'm going to choose my favorite characters. I've got 4 of them. I've been leveling up. Let's go ahead and load existing character. What? 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 I hate this game. See, that's what you can make her a goblin. That's one of the things the DLC adds. All these are the same. It's just a little visual thing. Big whoop. Oh, these are right, and these are also skins you can buy. Skins, just different artwork. I'm so mad. Look at that skull too. It's not only saying she's locked; it's saying she's dead. She's neither of those. I was just playing with her. So gonna rage uninstall this game. All right, Rise of the Rune Lords is the basics campaign that you get with the game. It's got several adventures. Each adventure has multiple scenarios. And in that Goblin DLC, you just saw a little bit of the Burns Everything campaign, which is something you buy separately. It's a little self-contained scenario. I should say self-contained adventure with multiple scenarios in it. And then if you beat that one, you can then play the Goblin Cannibal scenario, which is separate DLC. Left Empty says, contact their support. They'll unlock the character for you. Left Empty, I did. Last night, as soon as I discovered this, I clicked on, watch this. Wait, what? No, just go away. No, I don't even want you. Here's what I did. And you're probably right. I think they will. I had this issue, an issue similar before, and they were pretty good about helping me. So here I am on the main menu. Like, hey, where do I complain that your game sucks and it's buggy and I don't have anything that I can do? Oh, wait, where did I see that? Yeah, here we, no, wait. Yeah, support. I click on it. You guys can't see this. It opens a browser window to their forums. Pfft. So I posted last night. Let's see if there's been any response to my post while I was streaming. Nope, not a thing. Wait, is that true? Nada, nothing. Total silence. Getting me nowhere. So, I hope you're right. I mean, I'm presumably they will. Left Empty says, calls them slackers. Yeah, it's been slightly less. It's been maybe 20 hours and they still haven't gotten back to me. How dare they? My Sione is on the line. Is that her name, Sione? They have goofy names. Ooh, let's look at my collection. You guys want to see my collection? How often have you heard that line? Oh, look at all the stuff I've unlocked. Wait, is this stuff I've unlocked or stuff that I have yet to unlock? Oh, look, this is stuff I have owned. I have a noble brat. Okay, I'm back to loving this game. Actually, you know what? No, I don't. I'm mad. My favorite character's here. And I can't play her. Again, if I log into Guild Wars 2 and I can't play my character, what? I don't need that nonsense. Stupid game. What are challenges? Oh, yeah, right. These are achievements. I don't have any rewards. So if I were to play, finish 3 daily challenges. Oh, good lord. How long do I have? 3 days to do that in. Defeat local heroes with only Lem. Local heroes, I think, is a scenario. Lem, the worst character in the game. He's a stupid, like, gnome bard. So that's a bit of a challenge. So I like that kind of thing. All right, can't decide if I hate or love this game. Left Empty says the noble brat needs a Sarah Palin skin. Left Empty, it's true of most cards in the game. Come on back Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific. I will be live streaming. Actually, let me tell you guys. Can I live stream Pit People then? Let me see when that embargo lifts. Although I really want to also live stream Metal Gear Survive, the single player stuff, which I think is really cool. I just found a kind of a weird board game port called Worshippers, which is not terrible. I'm not sure it's good, but it's not terrible. All right, March 2nd, embargo. Yeah, okay, so I'll be live streaming Pit People on Friday. Come on back for that at 6 p.m. Pacific. Let's take a look at Pit People. I think it's out then anyway, so, you know, you could play it yourself or you could watch my live stream, or you could watch my live stream to decide whether or not you want to play it yourself. So come on back Friday and I'll see you guys then. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thumbs up, much appreciated. Subscriptions and follows. Is that what it's called on Twitch? I think so. Also much appreciated. My Patreon supporters at patreon.com/TomChick. Most appreciated of all. I think most of you guys are in there. And you can find me on Twitter at QT3. And we'll see you guys on Friday. Everyone have a great week. We'll see you Friday. Cheers.